Hey Wastelanders, Wanderer here. This is going to be just a quick video going over the new weapon crafting system in Horizon. So a lot of things have changed. So yeah, I'm going to go over kind of how that whole process of scanning weapons, getting their schematics, and crafting them works. You can see right here I've crafted two very nice weapons already. So yeah, let's get started. So this is a new ZX1 experimentation lab. You can currently craft weapons with it, and eventually you should be able to craft armor as well. You make this over in the crafting section, of course. And I think there's no real requirements for it. You need Robco Secrets rank 1, which I think you can get that. The desk that Sturgis is typing on up in the Museum of Freedom. So that should be pretty easy to acquire. It does require a lot of circuitry and some nuclear material, but that shouldn't be too hard to find. Anyway, let me show you what you can do with this. So what you do is you get all of your weapons that you have. So let's say, let me go in here and grab all the spare weapons I have right now. Let's get all these crappy weapons I have. No, I've already scanned these, so it's not going to let me scan them again. But you'd go up to the experimentation lab here, and you can either construct a weapon or reverse engineer a weapon. So if we go to reverse engineering here, it'll tell you this process does not destroy the existing items. It just kind of scans them. It gives you like schematics for them. Shows you your total unlocks, and it has new unlocks found. So whenever you find new weapons, you want to keep them, reverse engineer them, and then it'll unlock new stuff. So you hit this reverse engineer all weapons, and you go back to the main menu. Now, constructing a weapon. So this is where it gets pretty cool. So it tells you your weapon skill out of 1,000. Now, so far, I've just started this, and unfortunately, I scrapped probably well over 500 weapons a while back. Like probably around level 23 or 24 whenever I got Scrapper rank 2. I scrapped all of my spare weapons. If I had those still and I scanned all of those, it might actually put me a bit higher than this. But you do gain weapon skill from crafting stuff as well. So your weapon skill, I believe, gives you better options for crafting weapons. So let's say I want to craft a ballistic firearm here. Just say, for the sake of example, let's say a pipe rifle. Now, obviously I can do other stuff here, but they require various perks. So like, for example, the light machine gun, which is a really nice ballistic weapon, that actually requires commando rank 2 to craft. I think it used to require commando rank 3, but now it's only commando rank 2. As well as some parts and adhesive and stuff like that here. So if you can't craft it, it's going to say you either have insufficient ingredients, or you don't have the required perk, or it's just an invalid selection. So I can't craft that. I could craft a combat rifle. That just required gun nut rank 2 and a whole bunch of stuff. So I did one of those. That's what my new combat rifle is. But let's just say, for the example, let's do a pipe rifle here. So pipe rifle is very basic, doesn't require anything. Just you can make them. You just need weapon parts and some adhesive and springs. So let's select this and continue. Now keep in mind, it doesn't use any of that stuff until we're actually done, until we confirm that we want to finish. So now is where we choose the modification of this weapon. And these are essentially legendary modifications. So, like I said in the last video, you no longer find legendary weapons out and about. Instead, you'll craft them. So, for example, if I wanted to add heat damage, I could add this heated chamber. And each one of these comes with a drawback as well. Or at least most of them come with a drawback. So, for example, heated chamber adds heat damage but reduces rate of fire. Chilled chamber, which is what I have on my combat rifle, has more cold damage, but it reduces your recoil, or it adds your recoil. It makes your recoil worse, I guess is what I'm saying. Let's say we want to do chilled, okay? So on here you have various upgrade levels, so each one is better and better. For example, I could do upgrade rank 1. You could do a base cost, which just costs cryogenic fluid and the science perk. Upgrade 1 requires tungsten alloy, and that's one of the new crafting items found. I think it's found on legendary enemies. Like, you get special legendary types of items that have those items on them. So the zirconium alloy, the steel alloy, tungsten alloy, titanium alloy, those all seem to come from special legendary junk that you can find whenever you kill legendary enemies. But let's say, for my example, I can do upgrade rank 1, which is plus 2 cryo damage, but adds more recoil. You know, you could always go all the way to rank 4, but I don't have the stuff for it. I have the perks for it, I think. I just don't have the the materials for it. And the upgrade costs are cumulative. So if I wanted to make this upgrade rank 3 of chilled, it would require this as well as everything else before it. So it would require the zirconium alloy plus the chromium alloy plus the tungsten alloy plus the cryogenic fluid and all those previous perks and magazines as well. Now the only bad part about this is you can't, at least to my knowledge, you cannot come back and craft or you cannot upgrade a weapon a second time. So let's say I start out with rank 2 here, or upgrade rank 1 with plus 2 cryo damage. I could not bring this weapon back and then upgrade it to like rank 3 later on if I happen to find chromium alloy and zirconium alloy. Once you make that selection, it's done. You'd have to craft a new weapon. And I think that you're kind of rewarded anyway. I can't do that. Let's try. Why can't I do rank 1? Really? Oh, I don't have the tungsten alloy. Crap. Okay. Let's do just base cost then. So plus 1 cryo damage. So then after you've got your legendary effect selected and the rank of it that you want, so now we come to the alloy. You can choose what type of alloy you want to use. There are 3. You can use either steel, aluminum, or titanium. Each one has various benefits. Steel, for example, has extra calibration points, which are used for things like reducing recoil or adding accuracy, stuff like that, range, but it also adds some weight. Aluminum alloy reduces your weight, but it has only standard calibration points. Titanium reduces weight and gives you reduced experimentation costs. Titanium, I think, is the best overall, but that alloy is also the most rare. Now, as with the other stuff, like there are various ranks of these too. So let me select steel alloy here. I think I have some steel alloy. Okay, yes, we do have steel alloy. Okay, so this is where we spend our experimentation points, and how many experimentation points you have to spend will depend upon your weapon crafting skill. And again, that is increased just through crafting weapons and skinning them. Okay, it's the only way you're going to get those points. So these grades, or these alloys, they have grade levels 1 through 9, and the higher the grade, the higher the quality it is, and the higher the grade, the less experimentation points it costs to increase your weapon's quality level by 1. Increasing a weapon's quality level by 1 will increase the base damage of it by 2%. Let's say, for instance, I want to upgrade using the grade 5 steel alloy that I have here. It says, okay, this is going to use up 16 of your experimentation points, okay? So these are my experimentation points I can use up. I can do that, and I have 2 of these, okay? So I can do this twice. So I'll go ahead and do that once. You'll see that my quality level has gone up by 1, and I have plus 2% base weapon damage. And I can do it a second time. Now I'm on quality level 2, and I have plus 4% base weapon damage, and you see my experimentation points are going down each time. I hope I'm explaining this okay. It's rather difficult to wrap your brain around at first. So now all of my grade 5 steel alloy has been used up. So ideally, I think you want to always use the highest grade you have in order to reduce the number of experimentation points it costs per quality level. Does that make sense? So next, let's say, okay, we'll go grade 4, which is minus 20. I have one of those. Let's go, next one I have is grade 2, so this will use 33 EP each, and actually this works out perfectly. I will be able to use 2 grade 2 steel alloys, 1 and 2, and I'm out. That's all I've got. Now, I've gotten to quality level 5, and that gives me plus 10% base weapon damage. That means that this weapon will be better by 10% base damage than the game's default weapons are. So this pipe rifle will be 10% better. Now, I'm not sure that's actually going to make any difference in terms of how much damage it does. I guess it should go up by like 1 point or so base damage. So after you used up all your experimentation points, you say, okay, let's continue. Or you can continue at any time and just forfeit all of your points. Now we come to calibration points. Calibration points will give you various options for improving things. So like, for example, I could improve my VATS accuracy, or my recoil control, or my focus and sight aiming. Focus, of course, is how much each shot costs in terms of action points. So higher focus means less action points used per shot. So if you want to use VATS, that would be good for that. It also increases sighted aiming, makes that better. So for me, I'm going to say let's do improved recoil and recoil control. And you have, of course, up to 10 levels of each of these you can do. Now, I'm not going to have anywhere near enough calibration points to fill out all of these at 10 across the board. I couldn't even do one full one. I could do maybe 7 total. So I'm just going to kind of go half and half on recoil and recoil control. I don't know if that's the best. You can also do VATS accuracy if you want to do a purely VATS character. I could make this a very accurate VATS weapon. But eventually you're going to run out of calibration points, and you say, okay, continue and forfeit any remaining points. Of course, you could just forfeit points before that. I have no idea why you'd want to, though, because calibration points don't cost any kind of material to use. You just get a number of them based on your weapon skill, your weapon crafting skill. So, okay, let's continue. So here is our result. We have a pipe weapon. It has the chilled legendary effect, which is +1 cryo damage. That adds more recoil. The quality level is 5, which gives us plus 10% base weapon damage. It has 4 out of 10 increased better recoil and 3 out of 10 better recoil control. So at this point, you can actually build the weapon. So I would say, okay, build the weapon. It would then transfer that weapon to my inventory. I'm not actually going to do it, by the way, because I want to save my stuff for later. But you could actually build this weapon. It would transfer that weapon to your inventory based on how high the quality was and the various calibration points and stuff. It would give you skill points in the weapon crafting skill based on how good it is, basically. And for every one you build, you get more and more points. So it helps to build more of them. It's not a bad thing to build more. Okay. I'm not going to build it because I don't really want a pipe rifle. But that is the new weapon crafting process for Horizon using the new ZX1 experimentation lab. I hope that was helpful and it's cleared up some things. It certainly was kind of confusing for me. If you have any questions or if I've explained something incorrectly, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the Commonwealth.